Morey and Daryl's wonderful daughter early in the day. Joel Embiid booming on Jared Allen's face that evening. 40, 14, and 10. Oh, my goodness gracious. There's the medals, all from Saturday, because the NBA smartly decided we're not going to counter-program the Super Bowl. We'll throw a little Hawks game on there, and that's it. All from Saturday. Tried to get you in there, Bron, but couldn't do it. Sorry.
We'll see how Embiid responds. Harden may make his Philly debut tomorrow night against Boston. Good things going on in Philly. Let's talk some OBJ. He is a Super Bowl champion. Did he officially silence all of his critics last night? We'll talk about it. Odell and the Rams. He caught the game's first touchdown. He looked like he was going to do that all night long, but the middle of the second quarter, he goes to make a catch, and he suffers a non-contact left knee injury. Same knee he suffered a torn ACL back with the Browns in 2020. It was hard to watch that. Knocked him out for the rest of the game. Josina Anderson caught up with him afterwards. Take a listen to this.
World champion, man. God is good. You know, it was all a part of the plan, so I'm just happy to be here.
A lot of people saw you, having tears and all the emotions. What was going through your mind as you were trying to figure out what was going on with you at the same time trying to battle with your teammates?
Everything I've ever dreamed of, and there was a moment I was in the back room, and they told me I was done, I couldn't play, and I had to come back out there and be a part of this because it's so much bigger than myself. And these boys pulled through and made it happen.
All right, Nick, let me start with you. Should there be any Odell critics left after his Super Bowl ring?
I don't know what people want from him at this point. All Odell Beckham Jr. has done his whole career is entertain us. And that's all he's done. He's never gotten in any trouble. The worst thing he's done on the field is the fight with Josh Norman. The worst thing he's done off the field is assault a kicking net or get photographed in Paris with a model, which God knows he's the only young, rich pro athlete to ever do something like that. He's never been in any real trouble. When he's healthy, he's awesome. He's interesting. And his teammates adore him. Everywhere he goes, his teammates love him. I remember when we were doing the show 5 years ago. Snacks Harrison came on the show. He's like, I literally let Odell babysit my kids when his dad is napalming his way out of Cleveland. A lot of Browns were like, oh, thank God Odell's gone. No, they missed him. And he goes to the Rams, and he produces. And I picked the Rams win by double digits. Mike, I think they would have if Odell didn't get hurt. I thought that injury threw off their offense entirely. The Bengals seemed to have no answer for him. So I feel like if you're still criticizing Odell, the generic you, it's because you have a problem with him that he can't fix. You don't like his hair. You don't like the ostentatiousness because he produces when he's healthy. His teammates adore him. And sports entertainment, and he is a wildly entertaining guy.
Yeah, Nick, and I think you said it all right there in terms of all Odell has ever been for us was entertainment. From the time he stepped into the league, he's been productive. He's been accountable, and he's been one of the consummate teammates. You talk to anybody who know Odell, and they'll tell you the same thing. And in this post-game press conference last night, he used the word if anybody says anything critical about him moving forward.
Well, look, I think Odell is a good guy. I really do. I've been in the Giants pregame chapel with him. I know guys that work with him. I think he's got good character. I think last night, no one can question his heart. With those tears, I was shocked to see those tears. And I think that shows how much he cares about his teammates and how much he cares about winning. So anyone that thinks, oh, he's not about winning, he's not about team, he doesn't have any heart, he's just all about himself, I think those critics have to be silenced. However, no one ever criticized his ability. That's one of the things he silenced. And then, like I said, he's got heart. But the things that people have been critical of, I think Odell, maybe there's some immaturity there. And there also may be a lust for the spotlight that can get in the way. So while I think he's a good teammate, I also recognize that he threw Eli Manning under the bus, and that at least his dad, whether it was with Odell's blessing or not, we don't know, threw Baker Mayfield under the bus. That's not being a good teammate. So I think it's both. And also I think sometimes when you bring so much attention to yourself, and that's where I talk about this lust for the spotlight, wearing a watch during a game. Come on. There's just no reason to wear a watch in a football game. All right, the visor gate. Sometimes, telling guys from other teams after the game, hey, I want to play with you, and things like get me out of here, things like that. So there's a balance there. Yeah, the teammates love him. He's popular and all that. But I think there's other areas that you're like, is that working? So the question surrounding OBJ, Wilds, obviously the injuries, because some of his fall from grace was related to injuries too. It wasn't, just silliness. Some of it was injuries. And obviously, unfortunately, last night he had another one. But I do think there are legitimate questions. Like if I'm looking for a number one receiver on the free agent market this year, I do have questions whether OBJ is that guy. Ability-wise, sure. Teammates going to love him, be popular, sure. But I think I'd rather have him as a 2 or a 1A. Like if he can stay with the Rams, I think that's perfect. But yeah, I think there's still a few questions about him.
Yeah, so I don't think the critics will ever be silenced. There's no days off in the hater factory. So I think the critics will just move from Odell to Baker. And Nick, this is the first time I remember in sports history where one person's success, Odell, all of a sudden spins off and it's like, let's talk about his old quarterback. Like Odell scores a touchdown, Baker starts trending. It's the first time I remember that. But I think the bigger thing